I love it when things start getting a wee bit hot and heavy. Not necessarily the weather though, I mean then it just gets a wee bit uncomfortable. Hello everyone, the Flying Scotsman here, and surprise surprise, we're back with a bit of RetroFest. Now today I've got quite a bit of work to do. What we're going to do is we are going to replace the optical drives on both the GE and the Mesh machines. I should probably say Grampian Electronics. People think that I managed to get some kind of computer from General Electric, but that's not the case. But the reason we're doing this is because, well, firstly, this machine, its optical drive is pretty much near as damn it dead. It really struggles to read from CDs. But there's a second reason. I know that one of my colleagues needs to make use of the zip drive in this machine. So I thought it would be a sensible idea to be able to, you know, copy from their zip disks, you know, and make an optical disc. At least for the time being. We're also going to be replacing the CMOS battery in that machine because, as you guys will be no doubt aware, this machine, well, it's got amnesia. Doesn't remember anything. So we have some CR2032 clock batteries here, coin cell, whatever you want to call it. Now, because this machine is a wee bit earlier, well, it's a wee bit older than some, there are some things that you need to watch out for. This case, for example, on newer systems, I'll be able to slide off the left side, and that's it. You've got access to the motherboard, the CMOS battery, and everything. Obviously, for the optical drive, there's going to be screws on both sides, so I probably would need to whip the right side off as well. But you know, if it were just a CMOS battery, that wouldn't be needed. However, this case doesn't have sides. This whole arrangement comes off in kind of an upside down U sort of shape, as a lot of old systems did. Probably a throw over from the desktop days, actually. So, you know, in a sense, it's kind of like my Gateway 2000 at home. That, you know, you basically unscrew the entire top cover and it all comes off. However, believe it or not, this is actually easier than that Gateway. Right, once again, I've forgotten wet wipes. I think what I'll do is next time I'm out shopping, I'll buy a packet of wet wipes that will literally live here. Right. So, with that all sorted, let's get down to some business. I will say, I have installed an Ethernet card in this system. It's not up and running yet. I've been trying to find the drivers, and that's been somewhat of a thankless task. But hopefully today will be the day when that happens. Basically, what I'm hoping for today is that we get two of the machines talking to each other over Ethernet. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I don't know if these are patch or crossover cables that I have, but you know, hopefully there will be a crossover cable in this set. I basically want to get this into, you know, some semblance of, oh look, here's RetroFest, you can come here and play a couple of games. I do want to build a server that will, you know, kind of connect everything together and dole out IP addresses and all that good stuff. But I also want, you know, it to manage user permissions on a domain level kind of thing, because that'd be easier to be able to just, yeah, just make the whole thing a lot easier to manage. But I have also ordered an Ethernet switch. You know, that's going to definitely come in handy. That should be with me tomorrow, according to Hermes. Yeah, Hermes is delivering it. Percy Weasley's owl. I thought Hermes would be long dead. Anyway, bad joke. Right, so here we are. We've got the motherboard. This is an Asus board. You can tell by the grotty colour of it, but at least the board is, you know, board seems to be pretty good. Only problem I'm having is it doesn't understand the concept of actually shutting down. It always restarts. I'm hoping this is a fault that kind of goes away, you know, once I've replaced the CMOS battery. But we have a Matrox video card, I forget what sort, an Ethernet card which I installed in here, 3Com something or other. Know your PCJ. Lucent Win modem, a SCSI card, which is in here, nice, and Creative Labs Sound Blaster Live AWE64 sound card. So that is, it's not a bad setup. It's actually pretty formidable for what I want to do. You know, especially, you know, gaming. I just wonder how the Matrox Millennium card's gonna stack up against, you know, some you know, stuff which I would normally be used to. I did play about with this machine in 2012, and I do believe I was able to get FIFA Road to the World Cup 98 running. So, well, you know, take from that what you will, you know. At least games from the time period of this machine's birth are compatible. Now here's a lesson we all could learn. Make sure to have your smaller screwdriver set with you as well for extracting CMOS batteries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I've got a smaller flathead. I think I might have here. I know this is the worst possible thing I could do. You'll be on a carpeted floor working on a computer. But then, yeah, I have the fact that I have any kind of space at all for computing, and this RetroFest is pretty good. I have actually started to get some positive comments on these videos, and you know, I really do thank you all for that. You know, it's and I'm really glad that it's making people want to get out their Windows 98 boxes and start gaming again and what have you. Yeah. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. See if I can actually pry the battery loose. Oh, yeah, I can. There we go. Old battery's probably been there. It's probably been in there since the 90s. Thanks. So now we have a shiny new 2010s battery, being a 2010 CMOS battery. Probably an entitled millennial shit and got offended. Right. Okay, next thing to do is unplug the old drive. Unplug. We're going to unplug the IDE cable, the audio outline cable thing. Listen. buddy, you're gonna work. There we go. Oh, good. The slave end of this IDE cable is plugged into the zip drive, so it's not going to go missing in the case. He lied. So now you just basically slide the drive out of the case. We'll check the jumper. It is indeed set to master, and this drive's a bit yellow. Let's see how. So this drive's, well, it's certainly not brand new looking. It's a bit less yellow than the outgoing drive. This is an LG 24x10x40 CD writer. That's the same kind of speeds that my mum's Sony CD writer had in her Medion. Got from 2002 from Aldi. That was a good system, that. Still with us, actually. Anyway, so I've reset this drive to master. It was on cable select before, was it? No, it was on slave. So glad I reset that, otherwise the machine would have not been too happy at all. So what we're going to do, we're just going to drop this drive in, and there we go. And what we'll do is we will, well, I think before I actually screw anything back in, I think it might not be the worst idea in the world if I was to actually, you know, plug everything in and, you know, at least give it a wee test. Because, you know, I want to know that things are working and what have you. There we go. I've got this plugged in the IDE cable. Let's give the drive a wee bit of power. So now to plug the monitor into what appears to be the world's dustiest Matrox video card. Classy. I'm just gonna, I think I will plug in the speakers. And I will plug in a keyboard and mouse as well. So what we're going to do is keyboard and mouse here. Good. And then the mouse. There we go. Because I have the world's cheapest mouse here, it's going to be a bit more difficult to plug in. There we go. And now, smoke test! Right. I think that's a good sign. The machine remained off. Now, let's see if I can get to the screen. Okay, so I've had this machine switched on, The CD-ROM drive seems to work, bar a couple clicking noises as it's reading. Not sure I like that, but we'll go with it just for now. But now the real proof in the pudding is in the eating. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch this system on, because when I had it on before, I did set the BIOS up, you know, set the date and time and set the BIOS defaults and all that good stuff. So we're going to see if it's taken. The machine's not instantly powered on, so that's good. Trouble is, it still restarts rather than shuts down. So I'm going to have to get to the bottom of that. Maybe I can actually pull some drivers. Asus are pretty good about keeping drivers for really old systems. So maybe I could get the drivers for this board. Before I do anything else with this computer though, I'm away for a cup of tea. I'm pure gasping for one. Okay, let's do a thing. I've had my cup of tea, and naturally I feel so much better now, Mr. Medical Science type Poison. And there we go. This machine seems to be a lot happier now. There are things that I still need to do though. I've actually brought out my ThinkPad, and one of the things I'm going to need to do is to install the Ethernet driver, which means I'm going to need to actually find it. According to the packaging, the packaging that the seller put the network card in, it's a 3COM 3C980. See, I've been going by the full model number. Sometimes it's best to try and simplify things a wee bit. So hopefully, once upon a time that was a sign it would have been a J-approved Skype call. Elmo3 and Road Geek will know exactly what I am talking about. So hopefully, you know, if I search for, I forget the number, 3C980, then I might actually be in with a better shout of finding the correct driver. At least I hope that's the case. I do have some extended USB cables, but I forgot to bring them with me. And the stupid thing is, I got them in the mail this morning, so they should have been burst into the bag. Anyway, I will stop the camera now, and I will come back once I have attempted to find some drivers. Well guys, it's 3:45, so that means I'm going to have to start clearing up and what have you. But before I do, I just wanted to kind of share some progress. I have Ethernet working in this machine now. Unfortunately, I couldn't use a 3COM card. Turns out, it seems to only be compatible with the Windows NT line of operating systems. But luckily, I was able to find an SMC Ether card. Not plug and play, totally ISA, but it does seem to go. However, I don't know that the cable connecting these two machines together is any good, because we're just not getting anything. So let's see if I try and run when IPCFG PPP adapter, SMC adapter. It's obviously got its own IP address, but that's all it really has. So yeah. Anyway, I am getting a switch at some point, so I will bring that in when it arrives, and I will plug it in and see what's going on. Not sure when I'll be next in. I'm going to try for Monday if I can. You know, and if I can do that, then I'll come in with the switch and see about finishing off the setup. Then hopefully I can start getting some games running on here. You know, I always come in, you know, with an idea of what I want to do, and it always ends up I run out of time. However, I have managed to get the DVD drive installed in here, and something I've not done is to actually test that, so I probably should probably test it with both a CD-ROM and a DVD-ROM. It's actually quite nice as this, because it turns out this is a DVD-ROM slash CD-RW drive, so that's kind of nice. So I have Visual Studio 2008 Pro. I got this when I was at Hull, so it was obviously been burned from MSDNA. Not planning to install this on this machine. I just want to know if it'll read DVD. And then obviously it'll be like, no, I can't have you installing and trying to install stuff in the Windows 98, you see. D-Auto Run X expects a newer version of Windows. Well, I expected to be in a well-paid job by now, but we don't always get what we expect now, do we? Anyway, that works. That is good. So there we go. This probably might want turned down a wee bit, especially with the loud thunderclap.
Your system is correctly configured for playing WAV files.
Well, isn't that nice? Anyone would think I know what I'm doing. Is a CD-ROM drive going to read faster than is possible? The incredible machine will run in higher true color mode, but you'll miss some special effects in the let's go for a large install. There we go. So we have our first game installed. The incredible machine. Oh, this is fantastic. So let's run it at completely the wrong color depth.
You know, we could sure use a little light in here.
I'm sure you could.
That's much better. Hi.
Yep, that works. Anyway, I think this will do it for this video. It's 5 to 4 and I want to get home. And I think so do the rest of my colleagues. So, I think I will sign off here. Before I do sign off, I wanted to bring back some nostalgia that rarely gets covered on these old computer videos. You know, where people, especially like me, tend to do the whole thing wearing rose-tinted glasses. Here we have Windows 98 doing what Windows 98 spent a lot of time doing. Crashing at shutdown. Look at that. Windows is shutting down. I remember when that happened on a laptop I had at school. Machine that is now known as Mr. Mooper. Unfortunately, the real Mr. Mooper died. Ask Sansui 350 all about Mr. Mooper. Yeah. It wasn't. Sansui 350 turned it into this demonic thing that would chow down on students and teachers if left to its own device manager. Get it? Anyway, I remember at the end of science class with Mr. Mooper and its brother, another Mr. Mooper. Oh yes, it had a brother that was owned by the science teacher, well, owned by the school, but the science teacher kept it in his classroom. We didn't have faculties at Temple Bank, it was just like, and teacher. I was sat there, my friend and I were sat there with these laptops, trying to shut them down after we went, you know, to school and what, you know, after we finished doing our work. And that screen. And I remember my other friend and I theorised that, you know, if those machines were left there, you know, they'd be left there until literally, you know, the world ended and then the universe ended, and then all you'd see is 2 wee specks. Windows 98 is shutting down. Anyway, now it's really time to sign off. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see more, please consider subscribing to the Flying Scotsman YouTube channel. If you're looking for more things The Flying Scotsman, you can also follow the Flying Scotsman YouTube channel Facebook page and follow me on Twitter. To see my latest video, click on the link within the browser window. In the meantime, thank you for watching and please do feel free to join me for my next video. Cheery bye.